I think that the real question here is the NRA is bound and determined to achieve all it can to defeat as much gun control legislation as possible. But what the supporters of gun control, and especially of these bills that failed in the Senate last month, failed to do is to put pressure on the NRA to live up to its own words. For instance, the NRA keeps saying, we don't need new gun control legislation, we need to enforce the laws that are already on the books. And they say, for instance, Wayne LaPierre, who runs the NRA, said on Meet the Press in March that the organization was for making the states provide the names of people who are forbidden from buying guns in that national check system. That he wanted to make the states provide those names in a more timely fashion and more completely. Well, that's enforcement of an existing gun law. And if it's good to do it for the federally licensed dealers who have to pass their buyers' names through the background check, and LaPierre said that, if it's good for them, why isn't it good for all sales? If you object to, well, if a father wants to give a family rifle that's been in the family for years to his son or his daughter, fine, write an exception for that. There were some in the legislation that was defeated in April. The gun control supporters have to be as persistent and sometimes put as much pressure on as the NRA has successfully done, and they haven't really done it. The NRA gets away, for instance, constantly by saying, we resist gun control legislation because it's really just the first step to what the gun controllers really want, which is to seize all our weapons. Well, none of the gun control legislation that has been passed by Colorado, Connecticut, New York, and Maryland, none of it would seize a single weapon. Even New York, which has a ban on new sales of the so-called assault rifles, you wouldn't seize any of the ones that are out there already. They'd be registered. It would be hard to sell them to somebody else, almost impossible. But there's nothing about seizing any weapons in that legislation. So speak up, people. NRA members who are intelligent enough to know when they're receiving lies in the communications they get from the NRA. I get them every week now. They want money so they can fight this legislation again when it comes up. You got to talk up and say, no, that's baloney. That's not true. And you should live up to your own words. And if you're for enforcing federal legislation that's on the books, then this new law would do that.